One more thing that I want to talk about, and it's very important, and I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys probably are not interested in this, but there's a wonderful article written by DWTV which talks about why, because it's a very important topic, why cricket in Pakistan is infused with religion and nationalism. Now, in case of India, nationalism probably is right in the case of India, but in the case of Pakistan, it's not just nationalism, but also religion as well. So they went through it, and I'm going to go through some clips, some bits that are very important that we should talk about. So those of you who don't know, there's ICC Cricket World Cup taking place right now. The whole of subcontinent is mad about cricket, and India and Pakistan had a game last Sunday, and I talked about this. So surprisingly, Pakistan ended up winning. Thank you. Welcome, Nuria. So Pakistan ended up winning. That was the first time in World Cup matches Pakistan actually defeated India. There were a lot of hoo-ha, chest thumping before the game. I must say Indians were probably more at the front of this because they had a better record. All good and fine, like that's just sports banter, and as long as it stays like that, that's fine. But Pakistan ended up beating India, and then all this crap started happening. And by that I mean this: one of Pakistan's legendary fast bowlers, Shoaib Akhtar, put this up on his Instagram. What he said, heads that do not bow in front of others, heads that only bow in front of God would never bow in front of anyone else. It kind of remind me of that line from Aragorn, son of Arathorn, in Lord of the Rings, where Aragorn at the end says to hobbits, Frodo and Samwise Gamgee and the other ones, I can't remember the name, he said, "You, my friend, bow to no one." And then he hugs them. So this is what he was saying. Rizwan, who played a crucial innings in Pakistan's victory, he in the drinks break started praying, and they, after the match, whenever they talk about, or they say Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, boys did really well. Allah, by the grace of Almighty Allah, I managed to get 5 wickets. By the grace of Allah and the love of the Prophet that we have, he enabled us this beautiful victory and all that. It's like the whole world is like, what the hell? But that didn't used to be like that in the 90s when I was growing up. So they had, and hence this article by DWTV. This religionism, Pakistan has just gone down the drain, and it has started. It didn't used to be this bad, and systematically they've introduced a religionism, this theocracy in Pakistan since the 80s, and now we're seeing that. You might say, okay, all right, it's just one cricketer, Harris. No, it's not just one thing. What do you do? There was another guy, the cricket commentator. He said something like, "Oh, so we managed to defeat the kuffar." Have a listen to this. अगले मैचों में भी 100%. लेकिन कुफर तो टूट गया. ये तो लगा करे. So the commentator, or the interviewer, the presenter, is an ex-Pakistani cricketer, very useless cricketer. He never, I think, did anything. I think only played one test match. Yes, I get it. It's used as an idiom. It's like it's a saying that if you break a tradition, because the belief was a tradition is India always beats Pakistan in World Cup matches. So he said that in that context. But again, there's a religious connotation, because wherever the saying stems from, it's actually the other way around. It's a Hindu guy saying that kufar tuta, we brought this idol. So it still has a religious connotation. You shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be saying these things. So Indians picked up on this, and they actually exaggerated that. And they said, look. And I think they're not wrong in that. You shouldn't be saying that. Because I remember a few years ago, Indian cricketers led by Mahendra Singh Dhoni at the time, they wore Indian military uniforms in the ground, or maybe just the hats, Indian military hats. Pakistani was so upset with that, and they were like, "Why are you bringing politics in this?" But the question is, why are you bringing religion into this? That's not just one aspect of it. There were other aspects as well. Another Pakistan cricketer, Pakistan fast bowler, Waqar Younis, he said this.
और रिजवान जिस सेंसिबल तरीके से, जिस अग्रेसिवनेस भी थी, जिस तरीके, और सबसे अच्छी बात जो रिजवान ने की कि फिर उसने माशाल्लाह उसने ग्राउंड में खड़े होकर नमाज पढ़ी, जो कि हिंदुओं के बीच में खड़े होकर. सो दैट वाज रियली something very very special for me.
So even the host is like, these guys put, and did you see there was no beard on him? The guy who was sitting next to him the other way, that's the guy. He was that was Shoaib Akhtar, the other fast bowler, legendary fast bowler. These guys these are the so-called moderate Muslims. So, you know, those who party out, that go out and everything. But even so, what he said the most satisfying moment for me was when when Pakistani batsman Mohammad Rizwan offered the namaz thing right in the middle of Hindus, like this one. He's saying that was the most satisfying moment. So again, stupid comment. And then it got picked up.
Not the win, yeah, just the fact that he prayed in the middle of polytheists or kafir non-believers. Not the talent, not the fact that we won the match. Him praying is what needs to be like the focal point here. God, they literally they bring religion, any chance to like give that token lip service to religion, they do it. And like you said, he's so liberal himself. But I don't know why they can't just keep religion out of the game. I mean, I don't see India does not do that. It's just it's a very Pakistani thing.
Yeah, and it didn't used to be like that, and that's the horrible part of it. So they bring religion into it, but then this was picked up by, and I'm glad it was picked up by one of the most respected cricket commentators, Harsha Bhogle, who's Indian, and he made these very good points. He said, for a person of Waqar Yunus's stature, to say that watching Rizwan offering namaz, praying in front of Hindus, was very special to him is one of the most disappointing things I've ever heard. A lot of us try really hard to play such things down and talk up sport, and to hear this is terrible. And because people like Harsha Bhogle are those liberal, sane, secular voices in India who say to these radical Hindus that no, not all Muslims are like that. And these guys, these comments, but this guy and the other presenter who said that we managed to beat Kufar and Shoaib Akhtar's comment, those radical Hindus have been using those kind of statements, and they're showing them in the faces of these liberal Hindus, liberal Indians, secular Indians. And they're like, these are the guys you say, oh, they're not like that. And that's what he meant by, he said, we try to play it down, which is true. These guys try to play it down, but you make their lives more miserable. So anyway, so he said, I really hope that a lot of genuine sports lovers in Pakistan, which is a far stretch because every Pakistani is like, yay, our Islam won, and are able to see the danger side of the statement and join in my disappointment. Yes, Harsha, I am with you, and I am disappointed too. It makes it very difficult for sports lovers like us to try and tell people it is just sports, just a cricket match. You would think that cricketers, as ambassadors of our game, would be a little more responsible. Exactly. He doesn't have a beard. He doesn't have any religious obligation. He should be more responsible. He should not be bringing this crap in this. And again, scoring cheap points amongst the Pakistani youth or public. I'm sure that there will be an apology on the way from Waqar. We need to unite the cricket world, not divide it. So in the wake of that, apology did come through. He said, in the heat of the moment, which is ridiculous, but sure, we're going to give you a face-saving moment, and you can save your pathetic face. I said something which I did not mean, which has hurt the sentiments of many. I apologize for this. This was not intended at all. Just my real Muslim came out.
That's wholesome. That's really wholesome that he apologized, and yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, my inner Muslim came out for a second. I'll put him back in the closet now.
And it's a genuine mistake. Sports unites people regardless of race, color, religion. So okay, so that's good. Okay, this one. Okay, damage control. All right, let's hope that you would do better. But this just doesn't end there. I showed you some couple of cricketers, Pakistani cricketers who were not known to be very Islamist. They made some statements here and there that you could, okay, they're the product of Pakistani society. But another guys amongst them, Wasim Akram, never makes such statements. Never, ever. I'm very impressed by him. Wasim Akram, a Pakistani politician, look what he says. And this is the most disgusting out of all. And I'll translate that for you in Urdu. There are no subtitles, but listen.
मैं आज सारी पाकिस्तान की कौम को इस फतह अजीम पर मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूं, और जिस जुर्रत, वलवले, तनतने, दबदबे और बहादुरी से पाकिस्तान की टीम ने अपने रवायती हरीफ को शिकस्त दी है उसको मैं सलाम पेश करता हूं। और आज सारे आलमे इस्लाम में पाकिस्तान ने अपनी सलाहियतों का लोहा मनाया है। मुझे अफसोस है कि ये पहला हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान मैच है जो मैं कौमी जिम्मेदारियों की वजह से ग्राउंड में नहीं खेल सका, लेकिन मैं तमाम ट्रैफिक को इस्लामाबाद रावलपिंडी हदायत की है कि कंटेनर हटा दिए जाएं ताकि कौम अपने जश्न को तारीखी तरीके से मनाए और पाकिस्तान की टीम को, पाकिस्तान की कौम को मुबारक हो। आज हमारा फाइनल था, हमारा फाइनल आज ही था और दुनिया के मुसलमान समेत हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों के उनके जज्बात पाकिस्तानी टीम के साथ थे। सारी आलम इस्लाम को फतेह मुबारक हो। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद, इस्लाम जिंदाबाद।
So he basically said that I was busy due to some national duties. He's a minister, interior minister of Pakistan. And you know what those national duties were? Those protests that are taking place, those lovers of the Prophet who are out on the streets trying to defend the honor of the Prophet. And this guy, so the irony of this was that he was actually, on one hand, and again, that shows you how they actually use religion to control people. So he's beating down their popularity amongst Pakistani highly conservative and now religionified audience is down the drain, and they think that these guys are basically the borderline kafir leaders that they have.
Is that why he said can I ask you to remove your containers so that people can celebrate?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. So he's basically saying, oh, that's why I was busy. I was busy for national duties. No, he was busy beating up the real lovers of the Prophet. And then he tries to use the Islam card. He said, today Islam won by beating India. When, and the whole of the Muslim world, congratulations, we won against the kuffar. That's basically what he said. So this is a politician, top tier politician, just one step below the prime minister. He's an interior minister, federal minister. So these guys use these kind of religion card. And then they wonder, oh, why are these guys destroying the public, destroying public property in the name of Islam or loving the Prophet? Then they wonder, like, why? Because you charge people up. You this is what you do. You entice them into religion, and that's the reason why it happened. So that all of that happened just after a cricket game, a game that was supposed to bring people closer. They're like, yeah, we won. Islam won, and you guys are infidels, and that's why you lost.
You noticed like the ending as well, when it wasn't just Pakistan Zindabad, it was Islam Zindabad, to kind of lump those two things in together as well. So dangerous.
To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.